So hey guys, and welcome to another Retro Games for Cheaters with me, Supernautus, and today we're playing it's another shoot 'em up. Another side-scrolling shoot 'em up. This is Sagaia, or Sagaia. It's actually the sequel to Darius. It is actually Darius 2, which is the arcade release, the 1989 version of it on the arcade. It was released to a variety of home systems, the Game Boy, we got the Master System, later on, as I say, Sagaia, rather than anything else. This was only released in Europe and Brazil, this particular version of the game. It's kind of tied into the Mega Drive version of it a little bit. And this is it, this is Sagaia, this is a shoot 'em up, and we're playing it with infinite lives. Let's get going. Let's have a look at the options. I don't know what that means. We can also change who we are. I don't know if that matters. I'll stay with that. Let's put the difficulty on hard because we've got infinite lives. So you know, what else do we need to do? We need to fight our way through all these ships. So yeah, infinite lives. Now, with some of these shooters from this sort of era, infinite lives weren't necessarily that useful. If you died, you would often have to go back to the start of the stage. But luckily, the way infinite lives work, or the way the lives work in this game, is you continue playing until you, obviously, until you die completely. Got some bombs we can drop. So obviously this is an arcade port of at the time, very popular arcade series, sequel. As with a lot of the Master System games, it's not as fluid as you might expect a lot of shoot 'em ups to be of the time. It didn't seem to be able to handle them as well as like the NES, for example. Which is obviously the comparable system. We got a fish. All the enemies are fish as well, which is interesting. Or, you know, the boss enemies seem to always be fish themed in this series. It's not the shortest of the games that of the shoot 'em ups you could play at the time, though. I mean, it's a relatively, for the time, relatively lengthy, at about sort of half an hour, 40 minutes or so. Probably take me longer than that because I'm dying all the time. So those shields are our power-ups. So many enemies around, though, that... And none of my weapons seem to be doing any damage right now. None of my weapons are doing any damage right now. Well, now they are. I don't know what was going on there. But there's so many enemies underneath me that it's going to take me forever to get past this section. I'm useless at this game. I know that. It's not a surprise to me. Where's the boss? I just want to get out of this stage. Well, here we go. Warning! A huge battleship, Hyper Sting, is approaching. Hyper Sting? It's a fish. I don't know what kind of fish it is, but it's a fish. Is that dead? We killed the boss! Moving on. Why am I facing the other way? Oh, it's not dead, it's just mostly dead. So now it's going to come to the other side. A zone is over, or a zone is over, if you prefer. Which stage will we go to? Yeah, we basically played a version of this game before. We played the Mega Drive version of I think it was of this game before. So this is very much just that. We get to pick our journey through the game world. I get to pick my journey. It's one where I am killed repeatedly. Or I lose a life repeatedly. This jellyfish, this seahorse thing's a bit annoying. I noticed there are some early stage enemies that seem to be almost unbeatable in this series. They put a big enemy in the middle of the level that's really difficult to defeat. Or that doesn't actually seem to be defeatable at all in some cases. I've just reset my weapons. That's the downside. You're going to end up playing the whole game with the worst weapons. Because you can't maintain a life for long enough to stay powered up. Well, I can't. It's like, it'd be great if I could pick that up. I think that was a shield anyway. But yeah, you get the picture. You get the idea. You just continue through the level, dying over and over again until eventually the game feels sorry for you and sends you over to the boss, who's then much easier to defeat than the waves of enemies. As you do, right? Oh, I got an extra life. That's exciting. I'll make as much use out of that as possible. We got another one. A huge battleship. Alloy Lantern is approaching. Fast. Yeah, well, he can take his Alloy Lantern and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. Looks like I have to shoot his little gun from his head first. There we go, he's not shooting from there anymore. This is like a bomb that you can shoot, but I'd missed it. Apparently. Come on, kill it. Looks like we've done it. Or, no, we haven't killed him yet, but if I move back a little bit, I should be able to take more shots at him before his things attack me. Or I might die like that, you know. Thankfully, it doesn't change my progress. It doesn't reset the boss back or anything. It's just going to take forever to beat him. Because we're using such a worthless weapon. Oh, it takes so long. There we go. That works. That works quite well, actually. Come on. Had enough of fighting you now. You need to go away. It's the only part of him I can hit that's reacting. Got him. Just because we're using the crappiest weapons, it takes quite a bit of extra time. What else can we tell you about this game? It was developed by Taito, directed and produced by Hidehiro Fujiwara. Popular series of games, as I say. Whoa, what's happening now? We've got a... This thing just split itself open. We have to fight two bosses. This is the second part of the boss. We can shoot his insides when he eventually decides to let us. Got him. Or at least got that stage. Is that him done now? Or is there going to be another phase to this attack? We did it! C zone is over! So which zone will we select next? We don't have a choice. Let's go for D! Oh, dead. Very nice. Let's try and stay away from some of these shots. To survive something for a change. Wow. That's not going to happen, is it? These things don't appear to die. Especially to... Oh, alright, and as soon as they've died, they just go away. The job's done. They've managed to annoy me enough, so they just bugger off. Fine. They can be like that. It saves me from dying. Oh, what are these now? We've got weird creatures. Oh, do it! I don't think we killed anything with that. Oh, we got a fish now. It's got like a weird stripy face. I don't know why I'm bothering. It won't die, probably. It'll probably swim away before we get a chance to kill it. Yep, see? For some reason, those things don't hang about. Ah, we got a shield. That's going to help me for a little while, at least. It'll help me weather the storm of a few hits, but... These don't appear to die, those things. I don't know why. I don't know what their situation is. They just stay there and then swim away. Oh, those things came from behind without warning. You see, it comes... Everything comes without warning. Now there's these things again. That I can't seem to defeat. I don't know. I don't know if they are defeatable even. If I could just keep this weapon until the end, that would be nice. Of course I can't. Of course I can't. Don't be silly. So we're gonna have to face the boss with the crappy weapon again. At this stage you just want to do it and get it over with. Huge battleship, who's it this time? Darius. Is that supposed to mean something? Darius. It's a snake. It's a snake. How do I kill it? Do I shoot its tail? Its head? What do I do? almost got me there. I'm not sure how you killed this though. It looks like it's the head we're supposed to be going for, because my targeting changes to the head, to whichever side the head's on. That seems to be the situation. Oh, it's a tough fight. Because this thing just moves everywhere on the screen. He's not doing so well. He's not doing so well. Kill it, come on! Yeah, so this one is a bit annoying to fight. Not an awful lot I can do about it, apart from just keep trying to do this and hope that it's right. Oh, we got him! But is it going to change it to something else now? D-zone is over! We managed to escape the D. Okay, well let's head to the moon. Let's keep going. Fight all of these bosses and enemies and stuff. I was trying to set myself up to go through those and I completely failed. Completely failed. Oh no. That's quite tough. Like a grid of enemies. So I'll say again, I'll say something I've said before. I'm sure there are people who are far better than me at this game. And yeah. If somebody can do this without being killed though, that's pretty impressive to me. Oh. A big empty space and then a giant squid. It's a squid! And it's gone. Yes, now I'm dead. I actually kept that weapon for ages too. You can't hold any of these enemies off with this weapon, it seems like. See, if we had infinite health, we'd be flying through this. Because we'd have all the better weapons. And that's the thing, you know, an infinite health cheat in a game like this will be really helpful because you'll be able to maintain weapon upgrades in a way that infinite lives doesn't really help you with. Because, obviously, with infinite lives, there are things we can do. We can definitely finish the game, although, as I say, with some shoot-em-ups, you can't because when you die, it just sends you straight back to the beginning of the level, for example. Infinite lives doesn't really help you there. There's a lot of games as well, not these types of games, but platform games in particular, where if you do infinite health, it counts your health as your score at the end. And we're facing the red crab, by the way. And obviously if it counts your health as the score at the end, then you can't use it as... You can't use the infinite health cheat because it will not like that. I was about to say, is that boss frozen? Shoot his claw. And then his legs. Now he's going to fire that side of it. Legs again. Oh, they look like they're not taking that much damage anymore. Oh, come on. There we go. One set of legs blown off. And his claw. I need to switch sides so I can take his other legs off. Now what? Just shoot him? Well, you can take off his other legs now too. Right, now he's got no legs. And I just got blown up. Because of all of these, he's shooting popcorn out of his head, so... I'm getting killed by all this popcorn. I'll just sit here and keep blasting him though, because that seems to be working. I was trying to see if there's an area over there where he doesn't hit. But he hits everywhere with his popcorn. Oh, looks like we got him. The giant red crab is done. E-zone is over. What do we move on to? G. The G zone. We're underwater. Who knew this was also a submarine? But then again, if it can fly in space, it should be able to probably at least go a little bit underwater, right? It's pretty well protected from the outside atmosphere. Damn sea turtles. Going everywhere thinking they own the sea, look. Is that a sea turtle that size? Probably would own the sea, let's be honest. Well, depends. I suppose. The hermit crab that lives inside a ship. I mean, that uses a ship as its shell. What's this? We're going up out of the water now. We're surfacing and flying past a devastated landscape. They're going to turn round, I'm going to die, there we go. All's right with the world. Now we've got planes, or is it helicopters? I can't really tell. No, they're helicopters, right? And more hermit crabs inside ships. Maybe it's a toy ship, is it? Because if it's not, that's an amazingly large crab. Ah, I knew that couldn't last forever. They can fly through all of that stuff. It destroys me. Which isn't very fair, really. Watch out for the crab in the boat. Got him. Are we about to reach the boss? We've got a big empty space and no enemies coming at me. I assume the boss is coming. It's not difficult to work out, really. Huge battleship YAMATO. The space battleship YAMATO is coming for us. Hopefully it is. That'd be great. It is, look. That's pretty cool. In the sense that we're getting attacked by a giant battleship, but I know that YAMATO is more than just the anime ship. I don't know how I'm gonna... What happened there? I seem to have destroyed it without doing anything, or by crashing into it. Ah, it's a hermit crab as well! It's the crab battleship YAMATO. Are we knocking it off his back? What exactly are we doing to this? It's difficult to maintain your health with the attacks that are coming. I think that's the longest I've lasted a life in quite some time. It might be my longest life in the entire game. Might be. You know, I'm lying, it definitely is, it was. I'm dead now, so... I spoke too soon, didn't I? Oh, there we go, right, so the ship's bridge is now no longer on it, but now we've got to... shoot his back there until he goes away. With that attack, you just need to move up. I think we got him. We're moving on to, what was it, H or I? H or I. Right, because that was G, so let's go with I, because we went with E last time. We're going to do a little snaking thing and end up on K. I think that works out. It's like an icy planet. Wait, where are we? We're in Mars, or near Mars, based on... because the last level was Earth. Seems like almost there's nothing we can do against some of these enemies. And then we get two missiles just absolutely wiping us out, which is nice. I don't know. We're at Zone I, Luke, so let's just not worry about it. Let's just get through this. Oh, we're going down. We're going down. We're going underwater again. Oh, look. It's an interesting place, like some kind of alien base under the surface of whatever planet this is. Come on, let's do this. It'd be nice if I could get to a boss with this weapon, but no. Of course I can't. I have to fight an octopus instead. And he's gone. Because we were in the octopus's garden, you see. Well, there's nothing wrong with that song, leave me alone. What's the pattern to avoid them, I wonder? Hey, I think the boss is coming because the whole stage is just cleared up, look. Yep. Knew it. Huge battleship, who's it this time? Grand Octopus. He's approaching fast. He's the Grand Octopus. Sounds like some sort of member of some old sect of one type or another. He's the Grand Octopus, look, he's got his Grand Octopus hat on. Maybe there is actually something like that, you know? Maybe that is actually a thing. Come on. So we gotta destroy his tentacles, I guess. And I said tentacles, I don't mean he's got to try and grind down a pole and accidentally fall. Come on! I'd love for one of these tentacles, just one of these tentacles to fall off. Just one tentacle to come off and then I'll know that he's defeatable. He like launches sea mines at us. Is this doing anything? Is shooting his tentacles actually doing anything? I don't know if it is. It's definitely flickering as if it's reacting to it. But is it actually doing anything? I don't like the Grand Octopus. Because he's not grand at all. He takes far too long to defeat. Oh, one tentacle down. I had to focus a lot of fire on that though to get it to go down. Like a lot of fire. It took quite a long time. I wonder what it's going to start doing when it loses its tentacles. Are these tentacles actually, or are these more feeler type things that he's shooting out of his face? Do octopus do that? Oh, that one was easier. Only one left. I think we have to destroy it before we can destroy the rest of the octopus. It's a machine, it's not a real octopus, guys. Okay? Don't freak out. I've never looked to find out why the Darius series seems to like having space fish. I might have to find out why space fish is such a big thing in the Darius series. I suppose because space, with its reduced gravity, has a similar feeling when floating around. Maybe, is that why? If I die, I don't have enough time to shoot the door that these things come out of. It's quite annoying. And it has to be the door, it's not... It has to be the door, I can't just shoot the octopus directly. I have to obviously destroy this hatch that these things come out of first, I guess. I wonder. No, not really. That's not really a helpful attack, is it? It's not really a helpful attack. Getting in the right position for this is the most annoying thing. And moving in such a way that you, there's a part of me some days that makes me wish I didn't play any Master System games. Just because other versions of this would probably run quite smoothly. But this one's limited by its control scheme a little bit. Very limited. You know what they say though, bad workman blames his tools. Doesn't he? That's what they say at least. Okay, I think we did it. Is that the octopus down? Or are we going to get a next phase? No, it's done. The eye zone is over. It's good, because I was worried about Apple for a moment there. We stayed in the eye zone too long. Let's go for level K. And we got meteorite, or is it rocks? I'm not entirely sure. Are we back on the sun again? Oh, this is Jupiter. Supposedly. Didn't even make it to that pickup. I can't... Do you know, another problem here is that some of the enemies are really hard to spot on this background. Just with its multiple layers of scrolling. I may as well just let my character... I can barely see myself. Well, no, I can see myself, but... the multiple layers of scrolling just make it really, really annoying. Can I just go out of the stage? Just at this stage, just leave. It's all the... How many layers are scrolling there behind me? Let's just die a few times while I count them. There's like 7 or 8 layers scrolling in different directions. That's so distracting. I'll stay up here. I'm still going to die a lot because I can't... It's really hard to see what we're doing. I'd rather just get to the boss at this stage and get it over with. Let's see. Here we go. How we got that fish from the... Was that on the first stage? It was. That fish was in the first stage. I'm sure we've not gone back to the sun. I know it's Zone K, but... it looks exactly the same. And that's gone away. Zone A. Zone K, just Zone A. Oh well. More enemies that are annoying. That would have been the ideal time to start the boss fight, at least then I've had a better weapon for it. Well, maybe I'll be okay. I'll die instantly though and lose the weapon. Oh, I thought this was the boss coming up because everything was empty for a while. It wasn't. Now we got this... Oh, that's right, we got to fight each of these extra level enemies. Don't we? Because why not? At this stage, I'd just like to fight the boss and get it over with. No doubt we'll have some other big enemy coming in a sec. that we can't defeat because it runs away. These damn things. 2 lots of them at once. And you can't tell they're coming. Unless you happen to be on the other side of the screen. Which makes it a little awkward. Okay, here we go. Is this the boss? A huge battleship? Which one? Mother Hawk. It's definitely not one we've faced before. Look, it's a ship. With a big long curve in the front of it. I suppose that's why it's called Mother Hawk, right? Because it's got like a beak. It's a ship with a beak. It shoots its rear... Oh, it's basically a big version of my ship. Right. I see. That's how it works. I see. Obviously, we are playing on the high difficulty as well, so that obviously means the bosses will take a lot longer to kill. Might explain why some of the other enemies were quite difficult to take out as well. Oh, it just split itself into 3 parts. Who knew it could do that? Why can't I do that? Is it because I'm only a small version of that ship? Come on already. Was that it? Are we done? Why is that still on the screen, that thing that it fired? It makes me think we're not done. Final zone is over! And there we go, we've reached the end of Zone K. Yeah, there are 2 characters you can play as. Excuse me for yawning. But yeah, we did it. Is this the ending? Proco Jr. and Tiat Young destroyed the enemy's fortress. Successfully. They made their escape. And then what happened? After that, the lasting peace was restored for the people of Darius. It's very upbeat music. Triumphant, almost. We're done, the credits! As are required. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to hit that like button, maybe add a subscription, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.